When you actually think about it, isn't it weird that there aren't more bird protagonists in platformers? I mean, what with the flight and all? Is it just me? Shu Caverns of the Nightjars is a 2.5D. I'm sorry, this is gonna bug me. Oh. Shu Caverns of the Nightjars is a 2.5D platformer that focuses on cute visuals, grabbing collectibles, and fast, fluid action. The framing of Shu's story is laid out as soon as you start the game. Your grandpa is sad that it's raining because it's going to make all of his plants die, so the judges at the garden show won't be impressed, but then, I guess you learn how to pee in the path of a trigonometric function, and shit, it's the end of the world. Taking on the role of Shu, you start the game with only the ability to jump and glide, and the objective is simply to get from the beginning of the stage to the end. Along the way, you can collect butterflies, hatchlings, and slab pieces. The butterflies are laid out according to the natural path of the stages, while the hatchlings and slabs will take more effort to search for. The game is split off into 5 different worlds, each with 2 to 4 stages apiece, and in each of the worlds, you will meet a different pair of recruitable characters who will lend their unique strengths to Shu. For example, the first world has Joro, who will give Shu a ground pound ability, and Lottie, who gives me the ability to want to pound her into the ground, who gives Shu the ability to open and close flower platforms on the stage. When you transition into a new world, you lose these partners but end up gaining a new pair, usually one that affects your movement and the other one manipulating the landscape. At first, I thought it would be frustrating to lose an upgrade you just received, but upon further meditation, I realized that this actually lends to the stage variety and makes each world really play differently from each other. While other platformers would typically build upon your character's arsenal, Shu attempts to do more with less by maximizing what you can do with only 2 upgrades. By locking off the abilities to specific character pairings, the stages can capitalize on their individuality instead of shoving too many mechanics into each level. Coupled with the fact that the worlds all have distinct visual and audio themes from one another, this creates a noticeable and memorable contrast between the levels. Occasionally, you'll get chased by a large murder cloud. This will happen in the middle of, the cute backdrops and calm music and friendly characters, just panic and stress. These occurrences broke up the sequencing of the gameplay, and it does so very intrusively. Where in regular gameplay moments there is a lot of leniency in the platforming, the run sequences require fairly precise execution and timing in order to accomplish. And this mix of sequences really demonstrates my complaints about the game, its inconsistent difficulty. The initial portions of the game are easy to the point where it doesn't feel too rewarding to complete a level. The checkpoints are aggressively littered throughout each stage, and in a game where there aren't any enemies, aside from old Chomper here, it feels completely unnecessary. It's an extreme kind of hand-holding that one would expect from an overprotective mom taking her kids to Fight Club for the first time. In some of the later stages, the amount of effort you have to invest in order to succeed feels on a totally different rhythm from the rest of the game. And at some intervals, it feels like you're playing 2 different games with completely different design philosophies in mind. The easy parts were much too tedious to dredge through, and the frustrating bits made me want to take a steel chair to the head. Luckily, the developers were benevolent enough to offer free DLC updates that were released throughout the game's lifecycle, adding more stages and allowing different character combinations to happen. Shu also encourages time trial-based competition so that the replay value of the game is geared more towards mastering the mechanics and figuring out how to efficiently cut down on wasted movements, which makes for an interesting retreading. All of that said, the art style is great, the music is great, the characters, great. The way that it adds to the collection of modern platformers, great. The way that it makes me feel so cozy inside, great. If only Shu were a bit more consistent in its difficulty, it would be an immediate recommendation. Until then, I would say give it a go if you care much more about the aesthetic value of games rather than the actual gameplay itself. Or if you want to try to hit up Lottie. Hey girl, where you going? I'm Dennis the Tall, and I just want to try to get your number real quick. Come on girl, let me in.